what I am, what I was, what I'll be. For hear me, understand that I'm not what you see. For take this, take that man, middle term, common me. Don't you see that I'm just doing what I want to do, nothing more, nothing less than you. For read no thoughts, I think myself just the same as anybody else. For make someone else put me up on the stand. For make me someone else put me up on a stand. Something I don't really want on my hands. Use me, idolize me. All you can understand. Don't you see? I'm just doing what I want to do. Read no thoughts. I didn't think myself just the same as anybody else. For change it. What you think, what you thought, what you say. Look for something more than you sought yesterday. I don't want to be a part of your life today. Don't you see that I'm just doing what I want to do? Nothing more, nothing less than you. Read no thoughts. I didn't think myself just the same as anybody else. Let's start a show.
Thank God.
Into the TheFrunchRoom, you thought that may have been one of my original Poetic moments.
But I do have to ask, when you do Poetic moments, why do you have a British accent?
I don't know, it just comes out that way. That's just the way I read. It's just a natural thing.
I think you were British in a past life.
Could have been. I could have
God.
been. One of my wife's favorite bands of all time, and that is a piece back from the 70s from a band called Gentle Giant.
Oh, that's why I hate
just
it.
The same.
That's why I didn't know who it was and why I didn't like it.
See me, what I am, what I was, what I'll be. I'm just doing what I want to do. Nothing more and nothing less than you. Read no thoughts, I didn't think myself just the same as anybody else.
I thought you'd love it, and I'm sure the listeners just loved it as
I'm like,
well.
was it something by Jellyfish? No, they weren't
Pretty
around
close,
back then.
because Jellyfish is really... Now, if you haven't heard Jellyfish, you could hear it back here, right behind us. Jellyfish is a great band. I never heard of them until I met my lovely wife, cut my own person, Yoko. And she turned me on to them, and really good, but and very poppy, but a very progressive side, because their stuff is not easy. Their stuff
They're
is
not easy to emulate.
There's some complex things with that band, the Jellyfish. So check them out. You could hear them here a little bit. And we're adding music as we go in. What era would you have liked to have been born in?
Probably the Roaring 20s.
20s. You want to go that far back? I always thought, since I was a kid, I would have really enjoyed mid-40s, mid-50s, especially in New York City, with the whole jazz thing. So I'm kind of referring it to a scene.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking of the flapper scene. Like, that was...
See, that was cool, yeah.
That was probably...
I wish I was born maybe 1940... Not even 1940. This way, that would have put me... No, maybe even earlier. Maybe 35. I wish I was born in 35. 45... Oh, damn, I'd have to be 1930. Damn, I'm an old fart.
See?
1930 would have put me in New York when I was 18. That would have been 1948. That would have been good for me.
Yeah.
So that would be my bag, man. You know, back in the day, what was the term that they used? Fast women, fast cars.
Was it fast cars, loose women, fast cars, loose women?
I thought it was fast cars, fast women, fast car, loose women. Well, you know what it is today? You know what we have today? I'm sad to say. Today it's, especially for the millennials and the Gen Z guys, they want slow women and fuel-efficient cars. Just had to use that line.
Oh, my gosh.
I got to keep that one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, at my age, I'm having a tough time getting into my own pants. So.
That's why you wear skirts, people.
Oh, yes. One other thing before we move on, because we're going to be talking about weird children's books. And I know maybe not a lot of people read these days. One thing I want to mention, we have a friend named Kristen.
Yes.
I can't figure out, I get them confused. Kirsten.
Kristen, K-R-I.
Kirsten.
Kirsten would be K-I-R.
Okay, Kirsten is not a real name.
No.
They should just eliminate
Kirsten,
that.
we don't know anyone named Kirsten except for the actress Kirsten Dunst.
You know her?
I don't know her,
Oh,
I know of her.
Yeah, Kirsten. Just stick with Kirsten.
Yes.
Okay, cut out Kirsten. I can't stand that.
Okay.
Because I always get confused. And finally, they're bringing corks back. Thank you so much for bringing corks back, all you beverage makers or developers.
Was that it on the Kristen thing?
No, nothing to do with the Kristen thing, just a new little thing, because I've noticed I've been buying some different types of vodkas, and instead of having the screw-off cap, they reverted back to the cork.
And you like that.
And the bourbon as well. A lot of the bourbon manufacturers gone. Now, it's funny, we started with the cork. What was wrong with the cork in the first place? Then they went to caps. Now they're coming back to the corks. The world is screwed up. The world is screwed up.
Everything old is new again.
Since we're going into children's books, I have a couple other things to remind me to do this all kids thing. Just quickly before we get into children's book, I want to talk about packaging these days. Now, we have the Macintosh products here,
Yes.
the Apple products, and even with our handheld device, our phone, when we buy the phone, the packaging is just remarkably done. It's like a major gift wrap when you get something from
It's
Apple.
like it's something special.
I have noticed this with a lot of other products, that the packaging seems to be very important. Now, back in the day, I just wanted the thing. Just give me the thing. I don't care if it comes in a cardboard box with a little baggie around, put a sandwich bag to keep the moisture out, put it in a brown box, get it to me. Little cushion in there so it doesn't screw up. These days, they're getting out of hand, and the price of these things are out of hand, too. I mean,
Because of the packaging.
And it's all because of the packaging. Now, for instance, I had to purchase something for my Seal phone, and I wanted to hook up a regular standard mic to the Seal phone. And did I do this on the last show? My case full of cords? I think I did that.
I don't know.
I did that. Yeah, I did that. So for packaging, for example, I had to order this thing. It's called an iRig, and it's a kind of mobile interface converter for your microphone. To use a standard microphone like we have here at the TFR set. And I want to hook this to my iPhone, so if I'm on the go and have some brilliance come up for a show, that
Which you often do.
that I could cut it with decent sound, and I know I could go wireless and all that, but that's just another whole thing, and I'm not going to do that, and I don't want to pay for that. But I ordered this iRig, and it was $34, and I think if they would have just packaged it more modestly, it probably would have cost $4.95 with shipping.
So let's open it and see
this
what's
is the
inside.
package. This is the package that came at iRig, and it's just a little doohickey that has a square box and a cord and a plug.
Okay.
So then I'm opening it, and I'm like, man, this is a real nice package for a little thing. And I ripped it, of course, so I always do that. And then you open it here, and I'm like, wow, this is nice. This is a little, look at that, a little handle.
It's like a little suitcase.
Little suitcase. So then I say, oh, well, this is nice. Okay, so you got that. Then you yank it out of here.
And you rip the box.
I did rip the box. Okay, see, then I'm like, wow, look at that graphics, sideways. Like, what is that? I don't even know what that means. Ick. So, okay, so that's one box. So then, oh, man, they got another box here. Jeez. Let me get a
letter opener or something.
tool here. Get that open because it's very secure. I don't want Kim Jong-un looking in here. So then it opens up, and there was the device, and they had little bags for everything, little nipple bags, and then they had more nipple bags in places, and the more packaging. It's like, my God, man, and nice coloring. Look at the graphics, all for an electric item
I do have to point out one thing.
in a little handy carrying case.
For people who
I can make a purse out of this. I think this is your next purse.
For people who knew you back in the day, it says ick.
Yeah, but there was a C in mine.
But it's your nickname from
So packaging.
It's your nickname from Hegwish.
Here's Hegwish. Oh, there it was, yeah. So people who are involved in these businesses, I suggest you call me at FIFO554FIFO and hire me, because I will save you a bundle of money, and we'll sell more of these because they'll be cheaper and many more people would buy them, just not to have the packaging. Oh, I'm sorry. So no, look at it, broke too. No.
No.
It didn't. All right, so that's there. That's for packaging. Here's my lovely pack. I love this. I'd like to thank David Chris. He's a very, very keen guy into tiki stuff.
He's a lovely artist.
I bought this from him, vintage. He did upcharge me for this a bit, but I couldn't pass it by. But thank you, David. So then, and one other thing from the past. Do you know what this is?
As a coin purse.
Coin purse. You remember that I showed this to a millennial and a Gen Z. They had no idea what this was. And
they don't even know how to open it.
This one is actually from the First Federal of Gary, and I could hold it here. First Federal of Gary. Right there. And it's a coin thing. We used to have these when we were kids.
You get your change.
Let me smell it.
Smells like plastic.
Kind of rubbery plastic. It kind of has diminished because this is probably from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But see, you go like this and it opens. See that? And
when you do that, stick your finger in there and let it just.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is.
Who designed this? We got to learn. We got to teach the kids early.
Oh yeah.
And so you go. Well, hold on, lady. Let me get the coins out. You put coins in it, but that is kind of weird, though.
It is weird.
Is that weird?
It's weird.
I like doing that.
Put it down.
And that's a good segue.
Put it down.
That's a good segue into children's books.
Oh, there we go. Inappropriate children's books.
The weirdest children's books we could find.
Now, you do realize these are fake children's books.
Shh, this is Hollywood. These are real. This is, Highland Wood. This is Highland Wood. This is real. She always blows my cover, man. These are some.
Well, the link you gave me says fake children's books.
That's for you to see, not for the audience. This is what we do. And one thing before we go into all this, these weird children's books that we found, I would make it mandatory today that all children have at least 3 years of Prairie playtime. Do you know what that is?
Playing outside, I would assume.
Yeah, playing out in the prairie, because we used to play in the prairie, right on the side of the tracks. You play on the side of the tracks where all the ballast is. This way you could throw rocks, you could learn to bat rocks, you could go melt something without burning anything down. You could play with tadpoles once you find a creek, or
you can eat some dirt,
frogs, like things of that sort. You won't have the allergies.
Nope.
You won't have because you're outside all the time. Find yourself a good tar pit and have some fun. Good old times. All right, so now we're going to go into children's books. So we found many, many books.
Yes.
If you go to the library, these are all available. Okay, my favorite one that I found, first off, right off the bat, I was at the library the other day. Finally got my new library card. Mm-hmm. And are they still free?
Yes.
Oh, they are? Okay. Well, it's been years since I've been in a library. Do they still have the Dewey Decimal System?
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, good to hear something is stuck around. Yes, they do.
They do.
Is that do? Yep, that is. Oh, the first one I found, and I think this is really good because, people are having all kinds of work done to their faces. And I think a botched facelift is a good one for the kids.
Well, and what I love the most is that it's a child that had the botched facelift. It wasn't his mother. He's going to have a hell of a time in Cub Scouts.
Another good one I found, and this is kind of relates back to the Christmas Story when the kid was, kids
the triple
always
dog dare you
licking everything, and how kids, sometimes I'm kind of weirded out when you would be on a bus or a subway and they have those poles that you hang on to, and the kid will be leaning up against it or something, it's
blowing
like,
his snot on it.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't. If I had a kid, don't touch anything. You just stay right here, hold on to my leg.
But if you don't pay attention to your kid, this could happen.
Yes, and I always love this one for the children's book with Christmas coming just around the corner. Don't lick the stripper pole. So that
word to the wise.
You have.
I have one now. A lot of kids like to get telescopes. Start with astronomy and things like that.
I had one as a child, kind of a crappy one.
You have to be careful because this book tells what could go wrong. You could have a peeping Tommy that goes cougar hunting.
This is my all-time favorite, and especially since we just had this in the news, the anti-vaccine kid.
Yes. And he has a cape of sorts, but that might just be a blanket covering him from everyone else.
Oh, I remember getting vaccinated. It didn't kill us.
Now, just with all the environmental issues in this world today, this next one is really top of the line for your kids, especially if you're going on vacation to either the coasts where you're going to be near the ocean.
Right.
This one is Dead Whales Can't Wave Back.
Yes, this is a perfect one, especially with all this whole shark thing going on these days. I don't know what the hell's wrong. Everybody's so infatuated with these sharks, man. So, and I did that on the last segment, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, Dead Whales Can't Wave Back, and kind of a real nice sentiment there, I think.
Yeah.
because they can't.
In a way.
This one's a good one for kids. The History of Fleetwood Mac.
That one's not on my list.
It's not on your list.
No. This is another one that goes well with the environmental issues.
Right.
Elmo eats radioactive waste.
Now, here's one. A lot of times when you have your only child in the home, and, then you have a newborn come, sometimes the first kid gets a little jealous. So this is always a good one to put out in that case. When you have your second child, right? The sophomore kid's coming in. Go to sleep forever.
Yes. Teaching the older one not to kill the younger one. This next one, I kind of like this idea of taking... Usually a book becomes a movie,
right.
But in this case, they've taken a classic movie and made it a book. So this one by A.A. Milne, so it is the Winnie the Pooh version of Reservoir Dogs. The Hardy Boys.
Yes, Hardy Boys are huge.
They've been reissued and they've got some up-to-date books. They have the Hardy Boys' Dad's Dope-Ass Weapons.
This is always a good one, to prep you for teenage years to come.
Yes.
This is a good one for the kids. Either of you boys want a Coke?
No.
Oh no, that's not.
Either of you boys want Coke?
Oh, that's Coke. I misread. I just like this old-fashioned one, and it's a good read when the kids go into bed. The Wonderful World of Clown Gingivitis.
Now, there are, some books that help kids cope with, let's say, bullying or divorce or death.
Right, to preparation for real life.
Right. So this is While Daddy's Doing Time. And this one is for both boys and girls. What's happening in my pants?
Tell you what, there's not much happening in my pants these days. I like this one, and going along those lines when you're trying to tell the children about the birds and the bees, because my parents really didn't say anything. They were just like,
don't touch anyone,
go play in your bedroom with yourself. So I learned on my own, but I like this one especially for the girls, the runaway condom.
Then another one about certain life events that you may have to teach your kids about. Daddy doesn't live here anymore, and neither does the maid.
I like this one too. This is kind of maybe for the kid who's a little older, going to be hitting high school, or junior high. My first knife fight.
Ooh. Yes. Here's one for the coming of age. You know how they have those like preteen books for girls?
Right.
Steroid Island.
Steroid Island, yes.
Yes.
This is a good one, and I think a lot of my friends read this one when they were young. When I grow up, I want to be pretentious. Oh, this is the one I was really looking for. I almost forgot this one. Should this be our last one?
Why
don't you do one?
I think I've got one that might beat yours.
Okay, well, all right. I'll do mine first, and it's from the Little Golden Book publishing company. It's called Feelings and How to Destroy Them.
Now, this one, you're going to have to end up beeping up part of this because I'm going full on to read this title here. My favorite is, and I need to get this one and read it, The Hardy Boys. Fucking run, the sun exploded!
Well, there you have it. Some ideas for the holiday season, which is just around the corner.
Get your kids' books. Keep them reading.
Yeah, children books. You got to keep their mind active, and always keep your kids' mind active. You've been in the front room of MarlowKubicMusic, my lovely wife, Kamala, my own personal Yoko.
Yoko. Me.
My own personal Yoko.
Yoko.
And we'll see you next time.